We live in the year 2025, so you've already seen a million posts and stories or whatever about it. But please, let me tell you a personal story. You see, I'm from Los Angeles, and my dad is a diehard Los Angeles just fan. He couldn't care about the Rams all season, but if they're in the playoffs, he'll watch it. My dad couldn't tell you the basic rules of hockey, but if the Kings win a Stanley Cup, he'll feel pride knowing his city won a Stanley Cup. But my dad's true love is the Los Angeles Lakers. The only times I've seen my dad cry over something non-family related is Kobe's retirement game and when LeBron honored Kobe. I was raised by this guy, so I was wearing Kobe's before I could even talk, but somewhere along the way I betrayed my father and I started to like Denver sports. But this past year, Luka Doncic was rumored to be in the Lakers' future post LeBron. So when the fireworks were going off after the Dodgers just beat the Yankees, I jokingly told my dad, "Sucks you'll never see one of these for the Lakers ever again unless Luka comes to the Lakers 10 years from now." But that'll never happen. Me and my dad argue over our teams a lot because, well, they're rivals. So while I'm at the gym, I send him this text. And as my dad picks me up from the gym, my phone starts blowing up with notifications and I scream at my dad. The Los Angeles Lakers are trading Max Christie, Anthony Davis, and a 2029 first-round pick to Dallas for Markieff Morris, Maxi Kleber, and Luka Doncic. We both yelled saying it was fake. How was I supposed to not believe that Shams was hacked? Nobody knew Luka was on the trade market. It was supposed to be Jimmy Butler. But as soon as I got home, Underdog gave me a notification saying Luka was moved. I fell to my knees. I won't lie to you. Anyway, now that story time's out of the way, let's talk. Apparently, the Dallas Mavericks approached the Lakers. Yes, the Mavericks themselves called Rob Pelinka, who's probably on his couch eating Cheetos, planning to do nothing for the trade deadline, and called to offer him Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. And in classic Rob Pelinka fashion, he had to think about trading for Luka Doncic. But yeah, this Saturday, February 1st, this deal was finalized, and I'm pretty sure it's already going to go down as the most infamous night in NBA history. Let's break down the trade. The Mavericks send out Kleber, who's having a really horrible season, Markieff Morris, who shouldn't even be in the league anymore, and are trading away who is easily going to be the greatest player in their franchise history, a player with top 10 potential, a player who just took them to the NBA Finals, and a player who at 25 years old is better than 95% of basketball players that have ever lived. To the Los Angeles Lakers for Max Christie, who can be something one day, a top 10 player in the world in Anthony Davis, and one first-round pick. Oh, and the Jazz get to be a part of this too, I guess. This absolute idiot named Nico Harrison must be a double agent secretly working for the Lakers. Let's go over the biggest trades recently. Mikal Bridges went to the Knicks. They gave Brooklyn 5 first-round picks. KD to the Suns gave the Nets 4. Rudy to the Wolves gave the Jazz 4. And Paul George to the Clippers gave Oklahoma an MVP, an All-Star, and 4 first-round picks. For Luka Doncic, the Mavericks got 1 first-round pick. 1. Kyrie and Anthony Davis can be cool, I guess, but they're old. What is their future like? Luka was supposed to be their franchise. Oh my god, dude, don't even get me started on Nico Harrison. The reason he traded Luka Doncic and called Rob Pelinka's lazy ass was because he believes, and I quote, "I believe defense wins championships. I believe that getting an all-defensive center and all-NBA player with a defensive mindset gives us a better chance. We're built to win now, in the future." God, there's just so much to break down from this. First of all, you absolute moron. You are not built to win in the future. Kyrie and AD are both old, and you only got 1 pick. But that's not the worst part. This dumbass actually said that he believes that the Mavericks have a better chance of winning without Luka Doncic because defense wins championships. Brother, you just went to the NBA Finals with Luka Doncic 7 fucking months ago! And now you'll never have a chance to do it ever again! Not only is this defense statement just flat out stupid, because you just went to the NBA Finals with Luka Doncic being a bottom 10 defender in the entire NBA, how about you tell these defense wins championship lies to the greatest point guard in NBA history in the Bay, sitting with 4 championship rings on his hand, who's been an average defender at best. I mean, there was that one time. Luka is 25 years old. Bro, he's just now hitting his prime after some of the greatest performances the league has ever seen. And in my books, is already on track to being a top 15 player ever. And as phenomenal as I think Shai's been, I still think Luka is the 3rd best player in the world. But no, we'll just trade him because defense wins championships. Their future is just beyond destroyed. And losing Luka is awful. But oh my god, they got 1 pick. One pick. One singular pick for Luka Doncic. Look, I really tried to see what the Mavs were thinking with this. Their logic is apparently that AD is a better defensive anchor and that Kyrie and him give the Mavs a better shot at winning a championship than Luka ever did. My question is, did they even consider what their 25-year-old finals-bound franchise player thought before trading him away for an injury-prone big who's turning 32 very soon? And 1 first-round pick, 4 firsts for Rudy, 5 for Mikal, 4 firsts and shai for Paul George, and for Luka Doncic, a walking already Hall of Famer, they got 1 pick. And it's not even a good one. It's 2029. Luka will probably have the Lakers be a 70-win team or something, dude. And that's not even the worst part about it. Can you imagine the all-out bidding war that would happen if the entire league knew Luka was for sale? They could have gotten a U-Haul of first-rounders from OKC alongside of all defensive talent, which, you know, Nico Harrison apparently loves so much. They could have gotten a boatload from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn would have happily give up half of their roster just for Luka. And I know we had nothing to offer, but if Luka ever left Dallas, it was always supposed to be to Denver, man. This is easily the worst part of it. If the entire league knew Luka was available instead of just the Lakers, GMs would have cut their legs off just to get him. He didn't even try testing the market for Luka fucking Doncic. He just gave them to the Lakers for Anthony Davis and a bag of potatoes. Like, it doesn't make sense. There just has to be some behind the scenes stuff we're not seeing. Maybe Luka killed his family or something, cause I like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think Nico Harris needs to be convicted of some sort of war crime. It's bad enough that he's traded away Luka Doncic. He only told the Lakers. Calvin Booth, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. I shit on you all the time for sabotaging the greatest peak in basketball history by just being a cheap fuck. But I'll make fun of you just 2% less, because at least you don't trade your cash cow once in a generation talent while nobody expects it. On the Lakers side of things, Rob Pelinka, just by sitting on his ass and having Stalin himself call to trade Luka, might unironically win Executive of the Year over Sam Presti, who just accomplished the greatest rebuild of all time. This is literally a trade 2K would make when you fast forward and it doesn't even ask you permission. I don't know, man. Like, Rob Pelinka needs to be investigated for first degree something. And yeah, losing Anthony Davis sucks. That man brought you a championship. The Lakers would get whooped by the Nuggets if they didn't have Anthony Davis in the bubble. Honestly, I thought the Lakers were just going to ride out the LeBron and AD era until LeBron's knees just collapsed and he had to retire. And they finally had to tear it down and test the market for Anthony Davis. I wanted to go see him play next to Cade Cunningham, but no, wishful thinking. So yeah, losing Anthony Davis sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? Adding the number 77 in the rafters in their already embarrassment of riches. The Lakers have made the NBA Finals in every single decade. The Sacramento Kings went through an 18-year playoff drought and haven't made the finals since they were called the fucking Rochester Royals. And now the Lakers and their shiny new toy will probably make the finals in 2030 against the Detroit Pistons. I'll say this much before I leave. The Dallas Mavericks had a generational talent on their hands. A player that scored 73 points in a basketball game. The best pick and roll player in NBA history. One of the greatest passers in NBA history. A player that last year averaged a 34-point triple-double. A player that dragged them to the NBA Finals. A player with potential to be a top 10 basketball player to ever lace up. A player that was supposed to carry on Dirk's legacy after he retired. But they threw it all away to the Lakers because he was fat and didn't play defense. And in the other biggest moves in NBA history, there was at least some indication of something brewing. Kawhi never wanted to stay in Toronto, so he was going to bring Paul George to LA with him. KD requested a trade. This is just out of nowhere. Apparently everybody was in the dark from this except the GMs. And honestly, for you Dallas Mavericks fans, like, I don't know what I'd do if I woke up one morning and Nikola Jokic was traded to the Wizards for Jordan Poole or something. I think I would physically fall ill. Earlier, a tweet went viral about the only players in league history who were untouchable. And you'll never believe who's on that list. So please, ladies and germs, hold your Jokic and Giannis pillows tightly. Because in the words of CJ McCollum, if the Don got traded, only Lord knows. To all the Dallas Mavericks fans out there, you're in my prayers. So let me know what you guys think. Will this go down as the worst trade in NBA history? or the Paul George to the Clippers, or the KG and Paul Pierce to the Nets, still worse. And to all the Laker fans out there, including my father, I hope you all enjoy your shiny new toy. Also, this makes their matchup against the Denver Nuggets a million times worse. I'll see you Laker fans in April.